everybody, and welcome to Bashbots 2019.
24 builders began the quest to become the Bashbots champion.
Oh! For the armor! Taken away from the side!
One by one, competitors were eliminated from the competition.
Oh no!
Victims of the brutal path to glory.
Firewave devastating in victory.
We've seen the wow, and there goes the plow! Oh no, it's been completely torn to pieces!
Now, only the 4 mightiest bots are left standing. The wildcard who has turned a round 1 defeat into a Cinderella run.
And that's Amethyst, surely now on its way through!
The veteran who has found success through brute force.
I want hit out of the arena by the vertical spinner!
The most powerful flipper in the competition who threw 2 of his 3 opponents out of the arena.
Oh, it's out!
And the top dog, creator of the most destructive robots ever built.
Oh, there's the big hit!
Tonight, the final 4 will battle it out in 3 epic matches.
Huge impact!
From 4 different countries, it will be an international showdown. In the end, only one will rise to rule them all, basking in the glory as the 2019 Bashbots champion.
This was incredible!
Our Bashbots champion!
This is Bashbots, the grand final. Hello everybody and welcome back to Bashbots. I am your host, the Dominus Ignis, and tonight it is the grand final. The 4 most elite robots in the competition have battled their way to this stage for the conclusion of the Bashbots 2019 tournament. Only one can win and will be able to raise this trophy as the 2019 Bashbots champion. Let's take a look at the bracket. 2 semi-finals and a grand final. The number 1 seed, Sparks, will be taking on the number 4 seed, Polis. And the number 3 seed, Clank Requiem, will be taking on the number 10 seed, wildcard of Amethyst. It's time for Sparks and Polis to battle it out for a spot in the championship final. So let's take a look at how they made their way into the semi-finals. Since the start of the tournament, Sparks has won every single fight by KO. He only took minor damage throughout the tournament, so he's very much ready to put his opponent on his list of KOs, Polis. Polis has also been extremely dominant throughout the tournament, throwing his first 2 opponents out of the arena. He scraped by in an extremely close judge's decision against Tenderlove, but is ready for this fight, and it's rumoured they'll be bringing a special inspired attachment to fight Sparks. Let's send it down to the damn beaver to break down the matchup.
The most powerful spinner and the most powerful flipper. It doesn't get any better than this, and we aren't even at the final yet. Sparks has been casually proving exactly why it's number 1 seed, winning all 3 of its fight by KO, and it's looking to add a 4th to that resume. Last time we saw it, it was tossing Emi around, and thanks to the arena hazards, out of the arena. This robot has built a reputation solely based around fear, and Polis has bought exactly into that, because for this fight, it's bringing along an anti-Sparks flipper extension. After losing out on a chance to get a 3rd consecutive out of the arena flip, Polis is out for blood, and the only thing that will stop them is complete and utter devastation.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's robot fighting time! In the red square, from the UK, it's Sparks! In the blue square, from Ireland, it's Polis!
Okay, so we're fighting against Polis next. They have some special anti-spinner attachment that they've put on for this fight. So we're probably going to try and change things up a wee bit. Gonna reverse into them and see if we can spin round at the last minute, try to catch them in the last second before they can react. See if we can get a juicy tire or a nice bite point.
Okay, this matchup is going to be insanely difficult because Sparks is by far the most powerful spinner in the competition. We've added an extension to the front of our flipper to hopefully get under him before he can hit us, but I have doubts if it's going to work or not.
Well, Polis with the most interesting modification we've seen in this tournament. They've got the reach now, but will they have the power on that flipper to lift Sparks?
We are at the final four, and it's number 1 versus number 4 here. Sparks and Polis. And Polis is clearly intimidated by that devilish horizontal spinner. When will we see the first impact between the two?
Oh, that'll be it! Both robots going over, damage sustained, but the curious flipper lip of Polis survives, but part of it is falling away now. That's their side armor. And one hit to those exposed wheels could do it, but there's a good flip. There goes that wheel. One more on that side would put Polis in a terrible position.
Oh, and there goes the wheel support on the other side. Polis is being ripped apart piece by piece here. And now reversing into Sparks. It's losing its head, it's losing its armor, it's losing everything. And is it going to lose its place in Bashbots? It's being bashed to bits. Is Polis. Oh dear.
Still self-rising, but not even managing to land the right way up. And this is prime time for Sparks to close in and clip that final wheel on the side, just missing, but still causing critical damage. Polis, it's a game of survival right now.
Certainly
the only
is.
way they could win this by knockout anyway is through an out of the arena flip, and Sparks isn't going to anywhere near there. Well, I say that!
It's landing.
Putting themselves in danger, but now hitting Polis back to the center of the arena where they need them to be!
Oh, huge impact! Huge moment! KO moment! Goodness me!
Sparks just showing the disparity in the seedings. Polis was the 4th seed in this competition, but just making mincemeat of it. It looked easy, one of the easiest wins we've seen in this tournament. Polis so entertaining with its big flips as well, but they are out of contention for first place. I hope they'll be ready in time for a 3rd place playoff, but it's going to take a lot of work to fix that level of unprecedented damage. Sparks moving on to the final.
With a fantastic first fight, Sparks throws Polis out of the competition. This is the way the bracket looks. Sparks all the way to the grand finale. Up next, either the 10 seed Amethyst or the 3 seed Clank Requiem will be taking him on. Let's see how both of these robots made it to the semi-finals. Clank Requiem has been a force to be reckoned with throughout this tournament, dominating both of its first 2 fights and scraping a close judge's decision against Cosmo. He took a fair amount of damage in that fight, so we'll have to see if he fixed it on time for this matchup. Amethyst hasn't had an easy path to the semi-finals. After losing their qualifying round matchup to Tendler, Amethyst has been on a redemption arc, winning fight KO after KO after KO, proving his initial loss was just an unlucky matchup. Let's send it down to the damn Beaver to break down this 10-3 matchup.
If there was ever a robot that should exactly by wildcards exist in tournaments like this, it's Amethyst. Losing in an intense match to Tenderlove, this robot came back through, slaughtering everyone in their wildcard rumble, and have since won all 3 of their matches by KO, most recently smashing through Stardust Crusaders to make the top 4. Meanwhile, Clank Requiem has been busy building up a healthy resume of its own, throwing moments out to the arena and recently having a great and hard-fought battle with Cosmo. The team is prepared with an anti-horizontal wedge that could make all the difference, so Amethyst certainly has its work cut out for this fight. Only one robot will move on to the final, and one will just have to pick there with the bronze medal. But who? Well, find out right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's robot fighting time! In the red square, from the UK, it's Amethyst! In the blue square, from Lithuania, it's Clank Requiem!
I've made it this far, and this is the robot I least wanted to fight, but you know what? We're still gonna get him good.
Well, the left side of the bracket went all according to plan with seedings. Amethyst is the only outlier left on this side, but Amethyst proving itself.
Is our underdog left, if you want to call it that, but it's proven itself to be a versatile machine that's damaging and tactical. That's not part of its tactics though, spinning up. And Clank Requiem will look to take advantage with a big blow there. And is this where Amethyst finds its maker, I wonder?
Yes, the arena swords. Oh no!
Oh no!
Amethyst, they barely even got the chance to touch Clank Requiem, but they're gone! Out of the arena, ribbit, chasing it down on that unicycle. But this was a very short battle as we put our third seed, Clank Requiem, into the grand final, where it will face Sparks, horizontal versus vertical, and they showed that they can win those big exchanges with Amethyst going out of there.
So it's goodbye to Amethyst as he launches himself out of the arena by the power of that spinning bar. A victorious Clank Requiem returns to the pits to prepare for his championship battle against Sparks in what should be an absolutely epic end to the series. But before that, we have a treat coming your way. We're going to have a 5-team rumble in the box between the Brute, Spinny Boy, Mygronic, Cosmo and Tenderlove. It's gonna be chaos inside the arena and you won't want to miss it, so let's send it down for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a 5-bot rumble! The contestants in this fight are... The Brute! Spinny Boy! Mygronic! Cosmo! And Tenderlove!
Rumble time it is! Have fun everybody! Oh, the Brute certainly has fun in its first drive of the show. Spinny Boy seemed inactive already in the background as Mygronic goes flying. Brute spins over, Mygronic self-right, and it's a active opening period. There is the inactive Spinny Boy next to the screws.
Oh, the wheel's gone from it as well. Well, that secures the affair. Even Brute coming in for a last tap on them. They're not even spinning at the moment while they're suspended. Mygronic there with a good creep up on Cosmo. The 6th seed for our bracket it was. We didn't expect to see them. Oh, but there's a good hit from Spinny Boy, who's supposed to be out of the proceedings.
Yeah, Spinny Boy's back alive, if you can call it that. Cosmo overturned. Tenderlove closing in and flicked. Mygronic and Brute size each other up and Cosmo collides with Mygronic. All the machines here are still active in some degree. And Mygronic's lost another panel!
Targeting the ram of Mygronic. If they lose that ram, they have no flipper, and I don't know how it survived, but Brute getting careened away by Cosmo, who's been the most stable robot in this competition so far. They've taken the least damage and delivered a lot of hits.
Certainly have. Cosmo again coming in on an attack. Mygronic overturned, back on its wheels. Brute on the saws there, and sawn through the air! What was that? Wow, it was part of Spinny Boy, I think, that went flying. Oh, and a tyre! Spinny Boy spun apart. Brute colliding everywhere. Mygronic's still alive. Cosmo's still attacking. Tenderlove tried to catch up, and Mygronic nearly over the wall there.
Oh, and attempting to get Mygronic over the wall. It's
The
still
lip's gone.
fruited.
Tenderlove's lip's gone now. Cosmo again.
That was the damage that cost them in the main competition. You don't want to see that happen again here. How is a control bot supposed to win when there's 4 other opponents?
Unbelievable stuff. The Brute is just still driving everywhere, attacking everything it can see. And Mygronic flicking that loose tyre from Spinny Boy as Tenderlove gets a couple of wedges in there. And Cosmo's over. Cosmo's over, but it's back over and fighting again. Mygronic with its back to Brute again. Now spins forward.
Mygronic up on the wall now. Tenderlove almost coming in to rescue it there from the vertical spinner, the only one to be a vertical bar or disc in this battle. Brute with a somewhat tepid drum, it's more of a rammer really, but all eyes are on them as the only robot here to not participate in the main competition, and they've put on a spirited performance. But you still have to think that Cosmo's probably the one you want to focus your attacks on, because it's taken the least attacks as it delivers another one to Mygronic. But how do you make sense of this as it goes to the judges with 4 robots still active here? Brute steady on, the battle's over.
Ready to the lot of them. Fantastic fun that was out there. Fantastic action too.
So this is what the judges will need to be reviewing. It was a dramatic start with Brute almost ending up through the plexiglass there. Good attack from Tenderlove delivering Mygronic into the drums. I certainly think Mygronic is out of contention for winning this one. Only a couple of flips from them and a lot of attacks sustained. Brute the most nippy and aggressive, Cosmo the most damaging, Tenderlove the most controlled. How on earth would you determine a winner out of these fellows?
Absolute madness out there. Whoever wins, they'll have earned it.
The judges' results are in. The winner by unanimous decision is Cosmo!
So an entertaining match to say the least, and now it's time for our championship finale. Let's take a look at the bracket, and as we can see, Sparks will be taking on Clank Requiem. They've arrived at the final, and one thing's for sure, Sparks will fly. Let's send it down to the damn beaver to break down the final match of the season.
So, here we are. After smiles, frowns, tears, laughter, rage and happiness, 24 robots have become 2. 2 of the strongest robots around, neither of which needs any introduction. Sparks, Clank Requiem, 2 hauntingly powerful spinners, 1 horizontal and 1 vertical. I don't need to tell you who they are or how they got here. All I need to tell you now is that one will leave the arena with their heads held high in a winner's trophy, and the other with nothing but broken dreams and a strong burning vengeance for next time. But who will be who? You want to know, so let's not waste any time and go right to the final of Bashbots.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's robot fighting time! In the red square, from the UK, it's Sparks! In the blue square, from Lithuania, it's Clank Requiem!
So, in the grand final, up against Clank, it's got a pretty potent anti-spinner wedge in the front, so I think we're gonna run in the upside down configuration. Hopefully we can get some weapon-on-weapon hits, which I think we should be able to come out and top on. Biggest threat, as we saw in the last fight, is that he can use hazards to destabilize us. So we're going to try and keep the fighting in the center, away from the corners, and just keep breaking them until one of us stops.
I'm gonna try to slow his blade down, and when it does, I'm gonna get him good.
Well, it all comes down to this. The number 1 seed Sparks, the number 3 seed Clank Requiem, horizontal spinner, vertical spinner, madness guaranteed.
Will the sparks fly, or will it be a Clank Requiem for a dream out there? Dream of a start from Clank Requiem as it knocks sparks away, and I think it's caused some damage in there too.
Yes.
Early start for our number 3 seed out there.
Their anti-spinner wedge proving effective as well. It's the blade that's making the first contact though. Sparks back on its wheels. They're already on their wheels, but they're the right way up now. They're back to their undercutting formation. The wedgelets of Clank Requiem have taken damage in the past, so I agree with this change of setup. But into the air goes Sparks. Not a composed performance from the tournament favourites.
Certainly isn't, and you can see the damage to, I believe, the back tyre there. Part of the armour chunk ripped away from Clank Requiem earlier on. Really big impact. Clank Requiem nearly hurting itself there. It had the advantage in this fight. And now, Sparks trying to hold its own here. That's a really good jab to the side wheel of the number 3 seed. And both of these machines showing what they're made of now. Exciting, enthralling stuff now.
Come such a long way as well, and they need to get back down. Either one of these robots would be a worthy champion. But Clank Requiem bringing itself back in with a gigantic hit and taking armor from the side of Sparks, throwing it out of the ring. Another gigantic hit sends Sparks across the world.
They are taking that back corner apart piece by piece. And what was that? A tyre! A tyre's gone. Who from? Is it Sparks? Or is it Clank Requiem?
Nothing's ever happened as they go across the arena. But Clank Requiem, I have to feel, is in the lead here. So can they take this? Not if they drive up there!
That's an incredible moment, a lapse of concentration lost. Clank Requiem needs to compose itself again here. And it does!
No!
Wow, there goes the entire front.
In this last minute of the fight as it gets thrown out of the ring. I've got no voice and they've got no wedge. Have they got no hope here? As they get stranded on the arena wall.
Surely not. Surely not! They're stuck! Sparks is still causing damage to itself! But Clank Requiem here, stuck on the wall, can't get back down! The spinner's spinning! The machine's not moving!
Well, this could take it down by
flying.
force if there's a dodgy landing from Sparks! They have no reason to go in, they're waiting for the countdown! Have they got enough time for it to happen?
But they go in anyway!
Wow.
The spinner's out the arena! The countdown starts! 6 seconds to count down, 7 seconds left of the fight. This has gone to the wire. This was incredible. This was Sparks.
And you wouldn't have it any other way, would you? Our Bashbots champion, the mighty Sparks, and how impressive it was.
What a champion, what a fight, what a journey this was. Incredible to watch. And look at the victor in the centre spinning with delight.
Huge respect as well for Clank Requiem, a worthy second place, outperforming their seed and doing so well. But Sparks is going to take home the trophy. This is the story of how they got that final win in such a clutch final. Clank Requiem had this for a good portion of the fight, but as it drew on, that Sparks spinner was causing more damage in the long run. It was the wedge that came flying off as wheels were shed as well, and Sparks ultimately knocking Clank Requiem out of the arena.
And so we have crowned our Bashbots 2019 champion. From Northern Ireland, Sparks, driven by Jag and Tag, has been an absolute force to be reckoned with throughout this tournament. Winning every single fight by KO, there is no doubt that he deserved this win. Thank you for taking this journey with us. We hope to see you soon, and from all of us here at Bashbots, we hope you enjoyed the show. For the last time, good night.